Hey guys, so I'm starting this a new series, I would say, about pool plan, and if I were to go for yellow crystal, then which character should I pull for over the next few months? So I didn't add in all the details like what is the best team comp for this character or that. This is more on getting an overall good roster in order to clear as much content as possible. So if you like this, please do comment in the comment section below if you want me to do for other crystal colors as well, because this is more like an experimental video. I'm exploring if this would be a good content for everyone, so please do let me know. Why do I start with yellow? Because Lightning is one of the core characters for yellow crystal and her banner will end in 2 days, so I'm starting with yellow and I'll be moving to red. Here, just a disclaimer, right? Even if I'm talking about yellow crystal, like, don't just pull for yellow, because there will be so many content that you probably will not be able to complete. Okay, so first, prioritizing in getting other crystal as well, not just focus on the crystal mission. Without utility, you will not be able to beat other future content. One thing that I did not mention in the slide is about fast charging, because if you have fast charging and you can outcharge the enemy using Chocobo Summon, using Launch, then you might not need all the FR to deal FR weakness, right? So that is an advantage for you to be able to skip certain banners. I will also talk a little bit about LD calls, because some LD calls, like for example Reigns, is very good, so you definitely need that. This is not my pool plan, because you know I go for a lot of characters, right? I pull every single FR, I have all the echoes at this point, but knowing that some newer player, especially free to play player, is not that you can't pull for the equipment, is that you don't have the enhancement point to max your crystals, right? I mean your force enhancement. So in that case, it does affect the gameplay. So I do keep that in mind. So I will mention which banner that is skippable, which one is jammable, which one is tickleable, if those words actually exist. Anyway, so the point, if you play DFFOO at this point, always you pull to fill up your roster. Okay, that is the most important thing. Multiple roles. You need support role, you need DPS role, you need utility role, your calls, launch, HP damage up, right? So all those things actually matters, and basically the intention of this video is more toward getting a good roster. Okay, let us go right into the first banner, which is Lightning and Beatrix. You must gem this banner, there's no way out. If you want to go for yellow crystal mission, Lightning is the only character right now. Well, it doesn't make sense if you don't pull, right? Because you need 3 yellow unit in order to do crystal mission, and yeah, but if you want to go yellow, then you need to get the first 3 yellow unit that's coming in the future. So the first one here is Lightning. Beatrix is also good, and you don't really need her BT for her to be good. So I would recommend to gem this banner, and by having Lightning, you fulfill your single target DPS, and Beatrix fulfill the defensive role and often role. So this banner helps you to build a good roster already. Now for the next banner, I would probably say gem, but yeah, well, technically if you're a new player, you have a lot of resources to farm for, and you technically can gem. But if you don't want to, I would say at least ticket Braska's FR. You really need Braska at this point, because he is the only character that has fast charging right now that is available in any banner. So fast charging, like I say, if you do it right, then you won't need some FR weakness in order to bypass bosses force type. So it is very good, it makes fight faster, it's easier for planning. If you want to transition from one FR to another FR, which most likely you will, because as a new player, you might need to activate 2 FR to win fights, do keep that as a prospective strategy. So fast charging is definitely very important to have. So Braska is a must-have. but if you don't get his BT, which actually just increases his damage output, you can get his FR, because most of his utility is intact with his FR and his kit. Then for Ace, it goes well with Beatrix, so while you are pulling for Braska, might as well try for Ace. But if you fail to get Ace after you get Braska's FR, well, if you want, you can stop there. So that's that. Here in Ace BT's banner, Lulu Call is actually pretty interesting because it's true enchant fire, so you might want to pick that up. Well, not compulsory, but you might want to, especially that helps to fulfill Braska FR condition, given that Braska FR condition is actually really generic as long as the party has fire enchant. Then here we go, the next banner, Arania and Sephiroth. Well, this banner is just too good. You should not skip it. You should just jam it. Well, you have lightning as single target DPS, but you need more because we have Dare to Defy and things like that. So it's not a bad idea to have more. And Arania just not cover, like she covers all form of DPS requirement, single target, multi-target. So AoE, she is that good. Okay, so pull for her. If you have to pick Arania or Sephiroth, I still choose Arania's BT over Sephiroth. Although I would say Sephiroth at this point is also a very good DPS to have, especially if you're a new player. So do just get his FR. He still hit pretty hard with LD and EX. So if you don't have his BT, then you will just be missing out on the utility, but it's still a good character to have, so jam this banner. Cater LDCA is also very good to freeze enemy brave, so do pick that up while you are pulling for Arania. The next banner, no-brainer, you have to pull for this is because Quistis is another yellow unit, and remember, you need 3, so this is the second one. And Quistis, well, if you are low on resources, then you can just ticket her just to get her FR. You don't really need her BT. Her BT makes everyone a delayer, but it's a little bit overkill in my opinion. She is the character that also provide you auras, right? It makes your character hit harder. So if lightning alone, she won't be able to do much, but if you put support units like Quistis and later bards, then it will be easier for her to cap. Okay, so definitely pull for this. You can skip Rain if you want to, if you already have Arania. So Rain will not be doing so much damage anymore, something to keep in mind. But his LD, you must get his LD. His LD is that good. Like, there's no reason not to get his LD. His LD make every DPS a stronger DPS, except Arania, because Arania already have launch, right? So if you want ticket for this, you don't really have to jam it. Another no-brainer, you must jam this. Astos is insane. There's no reason why you should skip this banner if you're a new player. You can clear so much content that is backlog. Your story mode, whatever Shinryu previously, maybe except Shiva, I believe Astos can just melt all of them. So it makes your farming easier, faster, able to let you get all the resources that you need and quickly get to final Shinryu content if you haven't already done so, right? So jam for Astos. And next here we have Auron. I'm not sure when we will get him in GL because the schedule got shuffled and I do not know where he is right now. But anyway, how about Auron? Well, Beatrix, Auron, and Ace, it now fulfill your full off-turn team. So some certain fight you can now abuse off-turn with Beatrix, Auron, and Ace. So now you have off-turn team. The thing is that you don't really need his BT because his defensive capabilities is from his kit. So with just his FR and echoes, Auron will be probably sufficient. Usually off-turn team is a little bit overkill. Like you won't even complete using all your FR turns. If you complete using FR turn and an enemy is still alive, then you did it wrongly, right? So in that case, ticket for Auron. If you get his FR without the BT, he is still usable, but of course if you get the BT, then it's even better. Okay, the next one, Dorgan and Bars. Dorgan is very good. It's synergized very well with the next yellow unit with it, which is Noelle. So in that case, pull for Dorgan. and Bart. Bart is the third yellow crystal unit, so you must have him. And he is also a form of support unit. He gives a lot of aura as well. So together with Quistis, lightning should be hitting like cap damage for sure. The issue is that Bart have wind and Chan. So that might interrupt a little bit on the FR condition, but well, you got no choice, right? So just pull for both. Honestly, Bart is not really that good in this time around, and Dorgan, he doesn't really need his BT, so I would suggest that you can ticket this banner and try to grab both FR. And Setzer, another banner that has been shuffled and I'm not sure when he will come. Setzer is the second best at ignoring gimmicks like HP damage reduction, stuff like that, which is why Quina is broken, because Quina just outright ignores it. Setzer does it at 70% chance, which is good enough. So just grab Setzer. I will actually jam Setzer, because if there's a lot of content that boss has FR that make you deal 0 damage, then you can just use Setzer. Like, you don't even have to cancel their force. Like, you don't have to cancel their force time with force weakness. If the enemy does not die during their force time, then easily with Setzer you can ignore those gimmicks and help you clear the fight. So Setzer is a must for me. Jam it. For Jill and Pain, I will skip both of it. Pain has good utility, but probably at this point, with fights not being that difficult, and if you are already using lightning, which is going to hog turn anyway, then you don't need Pain's consecutive turn. And if you put her as on the right side for her poison, and you're not going for Crystal Mission Blue, then she won't be dealing that much anyway. For Jill, White Crystal, but you already have Braska covering on the fast charging, so I would suggest to skip both this banner. I mean, for both this character. So, Lenna and Noctis. Well, Leviathan is the next fight that is difficult. So, you kind of need the right unit to do it. Astos is one very good unit against this fight, and the problem is that they have threshold attack that will just kill your party if you don't have really high HP. So in that case, Lenna boosts your HP so high that you will not die. So in that case, I would actually recommend to jam this banner. Go for Lenna. Lenna with BT has insane DPS, insane AoE DPS, and can cover so much for you in any future fights. And she has defensive capabilities, she is a support unit, so jam for Lenna. Okay? And at the same time, if you get Noctis, Noctis has good FR, very generic FR, but if you don't have his BT, then he is just an okay unit. But for me, priority is on Lenna, not Noctis. For Golbez and Renoa, skip, not yellow, and you already have Astos, Lenna, Aranya, who is doing amazing AoE damage. Then you have Lightning and Aranya doing amazing single target damage. You don't really need Golbez at this point. And Cloud. I like Cloud. I will pull for Cloud, but you don't really need it, because Cloud has paralysis and also delay. So delay, you kind of have it covered by Aranya and Quistis, so you don't need it from Cloud. So unless you really need that paralysis, then yes, you can pull for Cloud. But I don't really think that was a fight that really needs, like, if you don't have paralysis, you are just dead. I don't think we have a fight like that. So I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, then yeah, do pull for Cloud, because his S1 now is 100% paralysis, and it will make sure the enemy do not take a turn. I mean, if they take a turn, they can't attack. So other than that, you can skip Cloud. It's safe to do that. Rosa and Kurasame, if you already have Braska, then you don't need another fast charger. But again, right, if you're talking about DPS unit for multiple Dare to Defy, then same thing, you might want to just get Rosa, because you need more than one fast charger. Okay, so here you can actually pull for Rosa. I kind of like forgotten about that point. So at least ticket for her FR. Okay, at least ticket for her FR. Then Kurasame LDCA is still pretty good, one of the best HP damage up, so do ticket for that. So I recommend, do not skip Rosa and Kurasame, ticket for that banner at least just to get Rosa's kit, so you get another fast charging in your roster. And next, Queen and Tifa, you can skip them. Tifa is not really that good anymore. The best she can do, I mean in terms of DPS, she kind of like loses to most unit at this point, but her FR still deal a big huge damage. So, but that is good if you like have Iris that can copy her damage, right? So that nukes strategy still works, but you kind of need Iris for that, but Iris is not coming back anywhere, so you can just skip this banner. Wise and Ram, I would say ticket at least for Wise FR is a very generic FR, and his EX has that follow attack. It doesn't come from his BT, it's come from his EX, so it's kind of like a budget unit. You don't need his BT. Okay, you can use his FR and he still can fulfill the role of doing off-turn follow attack. Obviously with BT is even better because due to the stat boost. And Ram turn manipulation FR is still very good for you to like be spamming echoes, build up the HP damage bonus before you enter someone's BT phase. So in that case, at least get both Wise and Ram's FR. And here the next banner, Reno and Vincent. Reno. Well, I wouldn't exactly say skip if you really want to combo Reno with like Beatrix, both lightning, both off-turn. Reno just make off-turn team better. So if you are really that form, you like off-turn strategy, then you probably need to get Reno. You need to gem for Reno, get his BT. But if you do not want to, then you can actually skip it. But pull for Raijin's Call, so at least ticket that banner for Raijin's Call, and hopefully you get lucky and get Reno's BT and FR, then you will be able to use it. But for me, it is not to say like a hard requirement, like you must get him in order to clear content. So that's that. Okay, so for the next banner, Vincent, you probably don't really need it. Next banner is Anacro and Noelle. Sorry, the picture there is Dorgan. I kind of messed up, I guess. So it's Anacro, not Noelle. Not Dorgan. So yeah, the thing is that I put them there because Noelle combos so well with Dorgan, and you don't even need their BT. Dorgan FR, Noelle FR, boom, crazy, insane setup. Okay, so must get Noelle. Also a yellow unit, definitely a must pull. With his BT, he has good DPS, so if you are still lacking in that perspective, then you should get his BT. But since previously Dorgan, you already don't have his BT, and so I do recommend that you at least get Noelle's BT, so it would at least make sure that you actually hit hard. Okay, so the next banner here is Kelger. She's really good, a yellow unit, no reason not to gem for her. She can even solo some content, so pull for her. Edgar, you need him to clear Shiva. There is no other way for you to clear Shiva at this point if you do not have Edgar's LD, because I do not see Hope's LD anywhere, so you cannot get the Magic Imperial in. There's also no Terra, so Edgar is your only choice. So while you are pulling for Kelger, might as well get Edgar's kit as well. You don't need his BT, just his LD, and of course better if you have his FR. So jamming into this banner will be very good investment, because there's so much things that you can actually get from it, right? Sadly, Kelger is the last yellow unit. There's no more yellow unit, but I will still continue on to talk about the remaining characters of FE30 for yellow crystals. And next is Kelger. Kelger is off-turn something like Rubicante, but he does it with evasion, similar to Kelger. So if you already have Kelger, then you probably don't have to go for Kelger, so I would say skip. Deuce and Vivi, yes, previously mentioned about Rosa, so if you're not getting Rosa, then Braska is your only fast charger, and that is really sad. So get the upgraded version, get Deuce. Deuce also have follow attack just like Braska, and she have higher HP damage limit up, so a very good unit for you to have. in order to fill up your roster in terms of fast charging. Do keep in mind Cater do have fast charging, so at this point you should have at least like 3 or 4. Okay, Fusoya and Kirin, I would suggest that you can skip. It's approaching the next era already, so they are better units. Then again, if you need paralysis, then you should pull for Fusoya. Okay, so the next one is Strago and Locke. You don't really need both of them. The next banner is already FE50, and we have Celtis. So Celtis, I don't know how to pronounce it. Celtis, probably Celtis is right. Yeah, Celtis is insane. He has fast charging, just his EX though. Then he is a support unit. He has a BT that inflict gold debuff on the enemy that prevents the enemy from moving. Technically, your requirement for the paralysis that I have been talking about when I was talking about Cloud and Fusoya. So he covers a lot. So you definitely want to get him. So once you get him, he covers all your AoE requirement DPS. Not that you don't have it if you already have Lenna and everything else. So you don't need Strago at this point. So you can skip Strago and Locke. And the thing is, by this point in time, you should have already maxed out your crystals. So yeah, so you will be moving on to a next crystal color at this point. So I won't be continue talking about the other crystal colors, because I noticed that in JP right now that the crystal mission got updated and the enemy HP is huge. So yeah, so you really need to pull for the newer characters in FE50 in order to make it easier for you to clear crystal missions. And hence, so by then I'll probably do another video in situation like if you're transitioning, like now you're using yellow and then now you'll go green. So I will talk about green unit. Or if you are using blue and now you want to jump into yellow, so I will do another video about that when we are getting nearer to FE50. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I say, it's merely just a recommendation, so it's an experiment video. So if you like it, do tell me if you want the video for other colors as well, and if you think that there are some parts which is not too difficult for me that I can improve on, do let me know. Alright, so thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.